Economists talk about information as a public good. Everybody in our society benefits if there is good monitoring of how money is spent. But unfortunately, in most countries, there aren't good public mechanisms for doing monitoring. Investigative journalism is absolutely essential.
There are few other things you could do that are more fruitful for democracy than ensuring that people have, it's like the water supply, having a genuine uncontaminated supply of truthful information about what is really going on in people's countries. I think that's what makes democracy work.
But somebody has to pay for democracy. It is not for granted. I mean, democracy is not something that falls like the rain.
We try to help people. We try to achieve social equality. We try to achieve transparency and good governance, and these are basics for any society to flourish.
Investigative reporting, for me, is one of the main elements in the world that can stop corruption by exposing all the politicians or business people who are involved in it.
Investigative reporting is important because you need an independent press to hold powerful institutions and individuals accountable for what they do.
It has a major impact, at least in the part of the world where I'm working. Most of the cases where officials were fired, where somebody was indicted and sent to jail, were because of the reporters who first did that step. And then people were outraged and the government had no other choice but actually to do something about it. In many cases, the government just ignores stuff until it gets really bad.
We found out that 2 former presidents were involved in large corruption cases. So the cases were Alcatel, the French telecommunication company, paid millions in bribes to Costa Rican officials, including the president. And so we discovered it, we published the story, and the former president was sent to jail.
We did a 1-year-long investigation about the taxes of the politicians sitting members of the parliament, and we found out that 70% of them, they didn't file the tax returns.
We managed to show that there was a network of secret payments of hundreds of millions of dollars by BAE to countries all over the place. As a result of that, there was a major investigation by the Department of Justice in the United States, and BAE ended up being fined $300 million.
So we need patience, we need persistence, we need skills, we need time, we need protection because the work that we do is risky. We need access to information because we cannot do our work until information is provided to us. We need the ability to tell stories in a compelling way. We need to engage our audiences, and we need to find the resources to be able to sustain the work that we do.
Even the newspapers, even the media, they are not so much interested in investigative journalism because it costs them advertisements.
My colleagues in the daily newspapers, they have to produce 4 stories for that day. They don't have time to breathe, let alone really investigate.
So the finance is a biggest challenge, and this is one of the reasons that many of the journalists, they don't want to do it because it involves risk, it involves money, and it involves a lot of challenges.
Investigative journalism isn't a commercially profitable activity compared to other forms like celebrity journalism because it's difficult, it's uncertain, it can be expensive, it can be dangerous.
So this is a really kind of area where private support is going to be absolutely essential. There is really no alternative, and it's a key part of making our democracy work.